The time is 6:31. I'd like to call this regular Board of Education meeting to order. The first item on our agenda for this evening is the roll call for those Board of Education members who are present. Trustee Sutton Kennedy, could you perform the roll call, please?
Yes, Madam President. Trustee Goodrich. Here. Trustee Fields.
Here.
Trustee Sutton Kennedy, I'm present. Trustee Townsend.
Here.
Trustee Espy.
Here.
Vice President Lee.
Here.
President Hawkins.
I am here. We have all Board of Education members present. At this time, I'd like to invite everyone in attendance to join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, that takes us to the acceptance of the agenda. Is there a motion at this time to accept the agenda as presented?
Madam President, Vice President Lee, move that the Board of Education accept the agenda as presented.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Vice President Lee. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to achievements, awards, and recognition. And at this time, I would like to turn it over to Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, we're excited to have the proud principal of WISE, Ypsilanti International Elementary School, present their points of pride. So we're excited to have Dr. Tim Othier to come on up, and he might have others with him. So thank you so much, Dr. Othier.
Good evening, Good evening, everybody, and thank you for having us here. I am the proud principal of Wise Elementary. It's a great elementary school with great people, and I'm really happy to be there. I'm here to introduce also Melanie Eccles. She's one of our fifth grade teachers here, and she's helped coordinate this evening's presentation. So I'm going to turn it over to Melanie in a minute. I want to say, though, that I'm extremely proud of the students who are here and grateful for them and their families for joining us. And I look forward to the presentation tonight. Thank you.
Good evening, board. I am excited to have invited 7 of my students to come and share their points of pride. We made a list of several activities and our culture and climate at our school, and we created a short slideshow presentation, but each student picked their favorite thing about our school and wanted to share their thoughts. So I'm going to invite 7 of our 5th graders to line up right here. All right, I'll invite Elia.
My name is Elia, and I chose Art Mentors because talking with the college students made me talk more and become more demonstrative. Art Mentors from the School of Art and Design come to work with our 5th graders every week throughout the school year. Making a connection with the college students for the first time had a big impact on me, and being able to have good conversations with them like they were one of my best friends.
My name is Lydia Hastings, and I chose Student Council because I have been it in the past and want to serve it well. To be part of Student Council, students must be elected by their classmates and approved by their teachers. Student Council members must be respectful to classmates and teachers, responsible for important ideas and tasks, able to listen quietly when others are speaking, willing to offer their ideas and opinions in front of others, and to serve as a good representative of their classmates. When I was a part of Student Council, we did a lot of recycling, and we wrote newspapers about the what, the why, and the hows of our school. It included shout-outs and what great things students were doing. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Toby, and I chose to share about the Dungeons and Dragons Club because I started the club and I love to play D&D. So why is D&D Club good? D&D Club is fun, it builds community, and exposes people to role-playing games and builds collaboration skills and creativity. It also is the first club at WISE started by a student. And I am grateful that Mr. Jeffrey, our inspiring librarian, sponsored our awesome new club this year and hosts us in the library every Monday.
Can I move this down? My name is Oliver, and I am presenting on Science Olympiad. And one of my favorite events from Science Olympiad is the Human Machine. The Science Olympiad is all about the human body. And in this event, in the competition, there are 4 stations. One is the microscope simulator, where you look through a microscope and you have to identify different body parts. Another is the written test, where there's about 30 questions. And the third is a body part identification. They will have a mannequin that has body parts that you can take out, and they'll ask you to identify a body part. And then my favorite is where you ask a adult, like you're the doctor and they're the patient, and you ask the adult to, like, you ask them, you take their blood pressure and stuff like that. And another one of my favorites is mystery architecture. You get a bag, and in the bag is a bunch of stuff, like mystery stuff, regular stuff, like plastic cups, plastic straws. And you have to build something that can hold a tennis ball, and it's hard and it's fun.
All right.
My name is B. Teasdale, and I chose the International Festival of Lights because it is a cool event, and I can have a fun time there. The Festival of Lights is a celebration of the international diversity and the many ways cultures and communities celebrate light and hope. These festivals include Diwali, Eid, Advent, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Chinese Lantern Festival, and Christmas.
I'm Skylar Fortson, and I chose Beatathon because it's a fun event. It is a month-long school fundraiser where every student keeps track of their reading time and log it into an app. Grown-ups donate to our school PTO during the Readathon. I like this event because I love reading. When our class succeeded in our goals for reading minutes, we celebrated in class ramen noodle party.
My name is Khalil Borden, and I choose EMU Sports Day. This event in March, thanks to our librarian, Mr. Jeffrey. He coordinated with the EMU Sports Athletics Department to have student athletes in soccer, basketball, football, and cheerleading to come to our school for a workshop. I love this event because me and my friends got to meet the football and basketball players and play with them and make new friends.
Hello, my name is Violet Siski, and I chose the Wise Snowball as one of my favorite events. The Snowball is a school-wide dance party held in February to raise money for 5th grade camp. This was our 3rd annual Snowball. I love the Snowball because I think it's important for students to have after-school experiences with friends, and it builds a healthy body and mind. Thank you.
And finally, we wanted to share a video based on, Ardea's here, yay, Ardea.
My name is Ardea, and I chose the Scholastic Book Fair because I have always looked forward to going. They make sure every student gets to pick a book regardless of whether or not they can pay, and they make sure that every teacher gets to pick at least 3 books for their class. And it gives the students a chance to find at least one good book that they can enjoy. It's also a nice year marker because they hold it right before winter's over, which means spring is coming, and it also means that summer break is coming soon.
Thank you, Ardea. Yes, round of applause for our scholars. There's a couple more pictures of our extracurricular activities and our spring celebration of learning at the end of the school year. And then finally, our primary years program in the International Baccalaureate is our capstone 5th grade exhibition. Students have been designing their own unit of inquiry instead of teachers designing research and topics, students do all of that work for 8 weeks, and they are just about at the end of it. We'll be presenting on April 9th. We invite you all to join us at 10:30 or 2 o'clock or 5:30 p.m. To enjoy their exhibitions. And here is a brief video of last year's.
We decided to begin with introducing the students to the UN's 17 Sustainable Goals. From here, students wrote their own central idea and lines of inquiry that would drive their research. They used research and self-management skills when developing their unit, Who We Are. Students worked individually or collaboratively on topics ranging from LGBTQ rights to natural disasters, police brutality, to how human consumption affects the environment. Following a plan on a platform called Roadmaps, students had supports to help them reach each deadline along the 8-week process of developing their unit. Students each completed a planner and created a visual display. They had a checklist of what their board needed to include. Arrangement and presentation was unique to each student. While quite a lot of their research was done online and the planner was completed digitally, having a physical visual display was enormously helpful when they were presenting their topics to the greater school community. We looked as a school what ATLs our students needed to be successful at exhibition. We intentionally built in learning experiences in our K-4 units that would help develop and build those skills for our students. They practiced their presentation skills with their mentors, classmates, and at home before the official exhibition day. They presented to the school community during the school day and to parents in the evening, making it possible for working parents to attend. The pride our students feel at the end of exhibition process is palpable. Exhibition is now something students anticipate before they reach 5th grade. Our 5th graders engage authentically and excel in so many of the ATLs. Exhibition truly is the culmination of their years at Ypsilanti International Elementary School.
It was just so amazing to see, to see how my child really developed and expanded through her passion for her project, how her learning in all of the different areas of her curriculum kind of were anchored to this really cool idea that she got so invested in, and how hard she worked on it, both in school but then outside of school on weekends. It was really cool to see her develop in her, both her traditional academic sense, but also in her social consciousness through her project.
We came to the exhibition and watched him give this presentation. He blew our mind. The way the kids researched, they were passionate. It just came from the heart.
As she was gearing up for exhibition, I was gearing up for a professional conference where I was going to a poster presentation. Throughout the process, we got to talk about building out our posters, how we were going to talk about things, and it built her confidence so much that she wanted to give me advice about my poster presentation. I just think it's really incredible for a 5th grader to have that much autonomy in their work, to feel like they can give advice unsolicited to their mom about a poster presentation. I'm so thankful for the experience that
I want to thank Ms. Eccles, Ms. Simmons, and Ms. Flott for joining us tonight. Also, the kids who came out, they did a remarkable job. As you can see, I have lots of reasons to be proud of WISE, and giving agency and seeing the agency in the students is one of my #1 goals, and to keep promoting that and growing that is so important. It always just blows my mind what the children are able to do. Our scholars excelled, and I want to thank them again, and to the teachers who just take ownership and run the show. I appreciate them with all my heart. So thank you again, and thank you to the Board of Education.
Thank you for that exceptional presentation this evening. I would just like the scholars and their families and the entire WISE community to just stand so we can acknowledge everyone who is here in support of the WISE community. Excellent. Thank you so much. Next, we have our Music in Our Schools Month Points of Pride. Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you so much, Madam President. This is so exciting because we talk about March's Reading Month, and sometimes this gets missed out. And so our talented music department will bring information about some points of pride in our music programs that have been truly developing over the years. So I see Mr. Rindo is getting everyone together. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks. All right. And do we have photos? Where'd Solomon go? All right, they're coming on. All right, cool. So we music teachers, I've been very proud to lead the YCS music teachers recently the last couple years. This is my 8th year in YCS. My name is Tyler Rindo, and I'm the music teacher at Estabrook School. And one of our goals as a department this year was to share more of all the great stuff we do. Because in recent years, we've had some music teacher turnover. And now we have just a fantastic group of music teachers that with great attitudes that are excited to kind of keep pushing forward and do and try new things and just continue to try to bring the best possible experience to YCS. So that's, someone had the idea, they said, why don't we go to the school board and share about it? So I was like, okay. And so now we're here. So these are our brief points of pride, and then we also got some pictures together for you guys. So the pictures are all gonna be on the screen. We'll start here with some cute kids. All right, so in recognition of Music in Our Schools Month, March, the YCS district music teachers would like to share some points of pride from our music programs. So first thing, every school with a music teacher this year will have student performances, with many schools doing multiple performances this year. These include school concerts, multicultural events, Black History Month showcases, community performances, and performances at sporting events.
Hi, my name is Jessica Johnson. I am the music teacher at both Ford Steam ELC and at Ypsilanti Puentes Multilingual School. And our second point of pride is several schools, with more to come, have hosted new Diversity Day events in partnership with Embracing Our Differences Michigan. Schools have shared student performances, cultural displays, and learned from local cultural performers.
Good evening. My name is Jatona Chester. I am the choir and theater arts director at the middle school. Both the high school and middle school are presenting full musical productions this year for the first time in many years. The high school is performing Sister Act, which you guys got a chance to see a little bit of that at the State of the District. And then the middle school is doing Finding Nemo Jr. YCS students have had the opportunity to take performing arts field trips to see performances in and around Southeast Michigan. These include University of Michigan sponsored field trips to Hill Auditorium, the Power Center, and the Ypsilanti Freight House. Students have also visited the Ark, a major folk music venue in Ann Arbor, and to Detroit to see the Broadway production of The Lion King, the musical.
Hello, my name is Ann Seeloff, and I am the music teacher at Holmes Steam Elementary. I will be sharing that our high school choir teacher, Ryan Bowie, gave a presentation titled The Sacred Sounds of the Black Church Experience, exploring the rich legacy of Black sacred music from spirituals to gospel and its cultural, spiritual, and educational impact to a standing room only crowd at the Michigan State Music Convention in January. And finally, music teachers our music teachers in YCS are continuously developing new music curriculum for the 21st century music learner and embracing the natural talents of the Ypsilanti community. Our best work is still ahead of us.
So thank you so much for having us for a moment to help us celebrate Music in Our Schools Month.
Thank you so much for sharing with us this evening. Next, we have the recognition of our coaching milestone, Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you so much, Madam President. I feel like I see the athletic director here, and I don't know if he wants to come forward to help in this presentation. We're just so proud of all of our coaching staff. Yet today, we want to congratulate specifically Coach Ruffin, the head wrestling coach for Ypsilanti. We know he has reached an impressive career milestone, and we know it's because of his leadership. We not only heard about this through our own athletic director and our scholars, but we were contacted and just shared how important that we take a moment to recognize this dedication, because this career win of over 300 coaching victories is not taken lightly. It obviously represents so many years of dedication, commitment, personal fortitude, and we're just so proud of the work that has been done. And with such humility, with so much care and nurturing to our scholars. I don't know if A.D. Brown wanted to share anything first before the honoree is able to say.
Thank you, Doctor. Not only his personal goal of winning 300 victories, but just within the last 2 to 3 years, he has brought home a district championship. Right? He has. We finished runner-up in the district. We qualified the first time ever a freshman to the state tournament. Which he finished what, fourth. Which he finished fourth as a freshman, which is unheard of. But his dedication and growth to our wrestling program has been unbelievable. I know in my first year, he started out not being able to really field a full varsity team, to now we're at the point where he has created this atmosphere and this culture where we not only have a varsity team, but we have a JV team, and it's just continuously growing, right? And that's through his hard work and dedication, and the way he treats our young people is a reason why it's growing so much. So to me, when I got that email that he had achieved this, it was more than just 300 wins. It just showed me what kind of a person he is, right? The individual, and who we have working with our young people. So my hats is off to Coach Ruffin and what he has achieved over the years.
Well, I like to say this award is just it's just amazing. I would like to say thank you and the support from the district to be able to allow me to work with the kids and just do the things that we need to do to be successful, not just on the mat, but off the mat. And for Coach Brown, he's been very supportive of everything that has been needed for us to be successful. So I am very grateful and very appreciative of everything. So I appreciate you.
Congratulations again to Coach Ruffin. This is an exceptional achievement and milestone for you, and we are very, very proud to have you in our district. Let us give Coach Ruffin another round of applause. Next, we have the recognition of our MASB Board Awards. Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you, Madam President. You know, this board, people see you on the monthly basis at the meetings, but a lot of the work happens behind the scenes. And so we're just so proud that the Michigan Association of School Boards is just pleased to recognize our board members for their achievements in 2025. Our board has used their own time to improve their leadership effectiveness by completing individual and board development courses. We want to congratulate all of the school board members who are being recognized for their support in improving their leadership skills on behalf of Michigan's public schools. So we'd like to congratulate today, and they'll get their certificates at their meeting at the ISD level, but we wanted to make sure that it was recognized here. Congratulations to Trustee Yvonne Fields for achieving the Data Skills Specialty and Level 4 Master Board Member Award. We'd like to congratulate Dr. Celeste Hawkins for achieving Level 4 Master Board Member Award and Level 5 Master Diamond Award. Congratulations to Trustee Janice Townsend for achieving the Level 4 Master Board Member Award. And also congratulations to Vice President Sharon Lee for achieving Level 6 Master Platinum Award. So thank you for your dedication. Again, the board, you've seen us post workshops. They have a lot of workshops that they do collectively, but these are done on their own time. They go to receive professional training through the Michigan Association of School Boards, and we know that these are lengthy, intense courses, and to have so many awards given and the skill set, the level of professionalism, we just thank you for your service and your commitment.
Thank you, Dr. Zachary Ross, and congratulations to all of our board members on your continued commitment to professional development, attending conferences, and showing a deep commitment to the work in Ypsilanti Community Schools. Next, we have our first public comment section for this evening. But before we invite members of the public up to address the board, I would like to read the public comment protocol, which reads as follows. Pursuant to Board of Education Policy 0167.3, the board recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express their views. Please limit statements to 3 minutes in duration. Participants shall direct all comments to the board and not to staff or other participants. No person may address or question board members individually, and all remarks shall be made in a respectful and professional manner. Ms. Laveda Weathers? Okay, very good, thank you. Next, that takes us to, we are at action item number 6, board, and that's the acceptance of a field trip for Ypsilanti Community High School, RCTC, culinary. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Trustee Fields move that the Board of Education approve the overnight field trip of the Ypsilanti Community High School culinary program to Grand Rapids, Michigan on April 17th through the 19th, 2026 for the Skills USA competition.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Fields. Is there support for this motion?
Support, Vice President Lee.
Thank you. Supported by Vice President Lee. Any discussion or questions, board members? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to the acceptance of a field trip request for our Ypsilanti Community Middle School, which is going to be from April 23rd to the 24th in Howell, Michigan. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education approve the overnight field trip of Ypsilanti Community Middle School 6th graders to Howell Nature Center, Howell, Michigan, on April 23rd to 24th, 2026.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Support, Trustee Townsend.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Townsend. Any discussion or questions, board members? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to the acceptance of a field trip request for Ypsilanti Community Middle School from May 11th through the 12th to Mackinac Island. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee
Sutton Kennedy, move that the Board of Education approve the field trip of the Ypsilanti Community Middle School to Mackinac Island, Michigan on May 11th through 12th, 2026.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Sutton Kennedy. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Fields. Any questions or discussion?
I have one question.
Yes.
I just want to make sure we have enough chaperones for this. I know that the last one had, and I'll be asking the same question for the next one too. The last one had 60 students. There were like 6 or 7 chaperones. This one just had 2. Is this open for additional chaperones?
They're on here. You
They have
talk.
40. They have 40 students. I just want to make sure. Did I miss something?
Yes, they might not have had the number of, or what staff members, these are the 2 administrators that'll go. So they might not have the staff members listed. It looks like it's 7th grade, so I'm sure it's it's 7th grade staff that'll go with them.
So were you talking about the one to DC where they only got 1 person and they got 45 people going?
No, I'm talking about the current one that's on the
Okay.
on the motion. I just want to make sure that, especially if we're going beyond a certain mileage, that we have sufficient staff
Right.
to support the students.
All right, because I can understand, I mean, we hadn't gotten to this one yet, but I was going through them too, and then is it just because they don't have them listed? Because 1 person, 45 people, they
Yeah,
going to
no,
DC, we know that ain't, that can't be right, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but they only put the names of the people that are actually committed right now.
So there's room for additional people.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Thank you
Okay.
for that.
Yeah, okay.
Good question. And I presume, well, not presume, and I know that we also have to maintain a certain ratio from student to adult when we take students on field trips. So great question.
Yes.
We have the right number of chaperones for the trip. Mhm.
Yeah, often, this is an overnight, so oftentimes the teachers, the educators want to know and sometimes. Yes, yep.
Yeah, we can get an update
We just,
about.
we need to do this contract if they want to go, if we want to even think about going in May. So it's trying to make sure, so we can get that back to the board members. So we'll add the additional staff members and make sure, because it might not even be our staff members. Sometimes like they just went to 1080, if you can remember, Ms. Banks and Mr. Greg, trying to think. Another person from the WISD went, so I can find out if it's just our staff members that are missing. I will clarify.
Yep.
So do you want to continue? Just want to make sure I'm answering all the.
I'm okay as long as we follow up.
Okay.
No, I mean, I know
Follow up.
this is a
You're okay
field.
with that?
Yeah, field trips are a liability, right? We want to make sure that we are going to take students wherever we're going, and we have the ratio, adult to student ratio. That's a, district like practice and policy, so we would not take children away without the proper adults. But to your point, trustee Fields, we will get an update so that we have those numbers. And I think first they need the approval, and then things will, I understand what you're saying though, like we should have everything here, you're thinking, before, yeah, but we can get an update to the board. Yep, thank you for the question.
So do we move forward with approval on this one or not?
We are, I'm just gonna remind the board who made the motion and who supported.
Okay.
A motion was made by trustee Sutton Kennedy, supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to the acceptance of the field trip to Washington DC, and that is also Ypsilanti Community Middle School. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education approve the field trip of the Ypsilanti Community Middle School to Washington, D.C. on May 13th through 16th, 2026.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Espy, I support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Espy. Any other comments or questions beyond what we've already discussed in the previous motion regarding field trips? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to the acceptance of another field trip request, and it is our Grizzly Scholars After School Program, and this is our trip to Canada that happens annually. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education approve the field trip request for the Grizzly Scholars to Windsor, Ontario, Canada on June 13th, 2026.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Support Vice President Lee.
Thank you. Supported by Vice President Lee. Any discussion or questions, board members? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to F, which is the approval for our annual instructional material, Newsella. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education approve the Newsella quote for a purchase amount of $43,638.45.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Sutton Kennedy, support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Sutton Kennedy. Any questions or discussion, board? Yes, trustee. Yes. Yes, we got that one. Oh, I can, yes. For the Canada, it was moved by trustee Goodrich and supported by Vice President Lee. You're welcome. So a motion was made by trustee Goodrich, supported by trustee Sutton Kennedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those
I do
opposed?
have a,
Oh, go ahead, Vice
I'm
President
sorry.
Lee. No, you're okay.
okay, this is for the touch screens. If I'm reading right, is this the one?
No, not for the computers. It's for the curriculum. Okay.
So Newsella is just a software that we use, and what it does, just to be very quickly, any kind of instruction could modify that instruction. Let's say if it's a 10th grade reading level, could bring it out to a 4th grade level for comprehension purposes.
Okay.
Okay, and that's what and it does it in every content area and supports all the textbooks and materials that we use. That's why we purchased this one.
Okay.
Okay, and
This
this is
the
like a
one we
renewal.
talked about. Yeah, okay.
And it went up because we had 2 additional schools that we had at Puentes and then the online school as well, because they were not added before.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so a motion was made by trustee Goodrich, supported by trustee Sutton Kennedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to our first presentation, a presentation for this evening, and that's from PFM. And at this time, I will turn it over to Dr. Zachary Ross to introduce this presentation for the board.
Thank you, Madam President. We know that the board has really been diligent about looking at refinancing, and last month you reviewed the refinancing of the bonds so that the taxpayers could save money. With that, we had to have a rating. And so we didn't have an opportunity last month to talk about the rating, what went into it, and it really has to do with all the work that the district has been focused on, along with the board treasurer and subcommittee, and we wanted to make sure that that part of the report was able to be answered by PFM, and clarity about how we're moving forward. So we've asked Nate from PFM to come, and he has come from straight from his meeting. Thank you, to be here to answer questions as we're making sure that we're fiscally responsible and what we're doing to ensure our rating continues to improve. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. Fantastic introduction. That's exactly right. My name is Nate Watson. I'm a managing director at PFM Financial Advisors. We have the honor of serving as the district's municipal advisor. Really what that means is we help the district think through capital initiatives and how to strategically think those through. And in going through the refunding of the 2016 bonds, which are a legacy debt of the old Ypsilanti schools, one of the tasks that we were provided is going through the rating process. And in doing so, we asked for 2 ratings. One, the state program rating, since the state guarantees the debt. That is a AA, as shown on the next slide. And we also asked for the district's underlying credit rating, which is in the control of the district. That was improved from BBB to BBB+. Some of the things that were cited in the report is just really location area for the district, employment opportunities, solid tax base for the community. But they also cited improving financial management, low debt burdens, a lot of positive things for the district, which then led to the upgrade. Really what S&P is, it's a third party who opines on the creditworthiness of the district. How likely is the district going to pay for debt service? And a lot of investors rely on this rating when investing in bonds. So real world application, the higher the rating or closer to the AAA gold standard, the lower the interest cost is because the investors are taking less risk. So very positive momentum for the district that they not only upgraded one notch, but they also put a positive outlook on the district's finances, really signaling that there's a 1 in 3 chance that the district's credit rating will improve once again within the next 2 years. A lot of these slides just go into detail in terms of what the report from January 2026 says, but really kind of that is the overall view, is that, again, just really positive in nature, and upgrades right now are not prevalent in Michigan K-12, just because of funding levels, enrollment, so it really is kudos to the district to making this positive momentum. Real world application is because of this increase, we were able to issue the refunding bonds at about 0.07% lower interest rates than what we would have had at a BBB, which means the community received an additional about $21,000 in overall savings from that credit rating benefit. So really, I've got slides that go into detail on methodology and the report, but that's kind of granular level. Happy to answer any questions, but again, kudos to the board for making this positive momentum from a financial outsider, third party that opines on the creditworthiness of the district.
Thank you for your presentation this evening. Board members, what questions might you have?
Are we, because one thing I didn't see, or maybe I missed it, are you able to, how often do you do the credit rating? Is that yearly or every 2 years?
Great question. So in theory, as long as our rating is outstanding, S&P looks at all the reported audit information. It goes through surveillance, and depending on whether or not they see kind of a red or green flag, they will call on the district to have a surveillance. We had a surveillance, I believe it was last year, but it's a little bit random. We always have to go through the process when issuing new bonds. And then really it's just whenever S&P comes knocking on the district's door outside of a bond issuance. But now because of the positive outlook, they will be checking on the district probably in early 27 once the financials from fiscal year 26 are available.
Are we able to see, when we're talking about the historical data, are we able to see with the district's 10, 11-year history what the score was throughout that time? Because I didn't see that in here. But I would really be interested, if the information is available, what the rating was between the 2 districts before the merger, just to see what that history looks like.
Sure, I'll certainly provide that information. Going off the top of my head, I don't think the district has had a underlying rating for quite some time. I think maybe 2020 with the refunding of some Willow Run debt, they might have applied the triple B. But again, I'll need to get back to you for sure on that because the debt's also qualified by the state. Going back 5-10 years, we didn't always seek the underlying credit of the district because investors bought it off of the state's rating. So let me get you that history, and I'll send it through.
Other board questions? I just have one quick one. Could you give us kind of just, and I know it's in the report, but just for the benefit of those who are here and those who are also probably watching us, could you give us kind of the highlights of like what goes into this credit worthiness or rating report once a district is up for, say, for example, refinancing of bonds? What are the key factors they're looking at?
Sure. Yeah, that is a fantastic question. So really, there's two things that get looked at. One, basically access to their kind of scorecard metric is the institutional framework. Every Michigan K-12 starts out with a credit rating of B++. For Moody's, for our case, it's a 3 for S&P scorecard. So 1 through 6, institutional framework 3, just because you're a Michigan K-12. From there, what they look at is the economy, financial performance in terms of how the general fund has performed over the last 3-5 years. It also looks at the reserve levels of cash. It looks at management, not only kind of how you've performed financially, but what board policies are in place. And then debt and liabilities, bonds, also pension. So those are the 5 things that are looked at. It's on page 5 of this if you kind of want to get granular with it. But each of those metrics comes with a 1 through 6 score, and that all goes into what they call the individual credit profile score for the district. And then based on that 3, and then whatever the district specifics come to, that kind of gives their framework for where the district's rating should be. And when you put that all together, it actually is A-, which is 1 or 2 notches above the triple B+, which is why the S&P agency put that positive outlook. Again, right now, upgrades are few and far between because a lot of things you can't control. Geopolitical, inflation, just kind of a lot of things are moving away from public education. So we don't see it very often, but because their metrics provides you with that A to A- score, they not only upgraded, but also put the positive outlook. So really, if things stay stable for a year or two, in all likelihood, the district will be receiving another upgrade by S&P.
Okay, and through this analysis, I'm assuming that the projections then kind of share, this is, if you stay on this trajectory, you're likely to continue and maintain or even improve the rating.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Okay.
And in their methodology, they say that a positive outlook is a 1 in 3 chance within 2 years. Within 2 years, they will change that outlook. It'll either be an upgrade and then go back to stable, or just go from positive to stable at the triple B+. So those are really the outcomes, and it probably will take them at least 1 year. They want to see the next year's financials, and then kind of see how that audit comes in, and not only the numbers, but just kind of literature from the auditor. But that's basically in a nutshell what they're looking at without trying to speak for them. But reading the report, that's where they see the district going.
Addressing the previous audit and making growth there can actually be, like, move us towards that upside.
Correct. That's exactly right.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
Thank you for sharing this positive news and giving us the high-level kind of outcomes of the why for this report. This is great news for the district, so thank you for your time with us tonight.
Thank you for your time.
Next, that takes us to item 8, board members, and that is our consent agenda. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Vice President Lee, move that the Board of Education approve the 1 February 23, 2026 regular Board of Education meeting minutes, 2 March 3, 2026 special Board of Education meeting minutes, 3 personnel matters as per the presented list dated 3/16/26, new hires, resignations, and other.
Thank you. A motion was made by Vice President Lee. Is there support for this motion?
Support trustee Sutton Kennedy.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Sutton Kennedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to our action item under business and finance, which is the acceptance of the purchase of 9 buses from Holland Bus Company. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education accept the purchase agreement for 9 new buses from Holland Bus Company for the purchase amount of $1,483,734.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Fields. I know that we had a question before the board meeting that came up that was answered. But are there any other questions or discussion that the board has on the purchase of these 9 buses? Yes.
They're replacing the leased, we were leasing. If you can recall, we had the attorneys to support us in the process of moving from leasing, which was costing a bit more money than what a purchase price would be. So we had to go, we went through that process with the other buses that we had, and it was determined from the attorneys that to benefit the district, to move from leasing to purchase. Did you want to add? You have- Excuse me, Ms. Adams, excuse me, can you come to the microphone so that those people who are outside of the room who are watching can make sure? So thank you.
Hello. It's approximately 12 years, depending on the wear and tear. We have, not dirt road, a lot of dirt roads we're going down, so the wear and tear isn't gonna be as much as it would in a normal district with different, aggregate to drive through and all that. And the shorter runs, so therefore they'll last longer. And also, we have the mechanic who can do on-site repairs. And these buses, we can actually go to an AutoZone and get some of the parts. So that saves a lot of time and I've got 6 buses in Troy right now. So, and 5 are electric.
So previously, just to give a little context, with the lease buses, we had to send the buses back to have the people we were leasing them from to do the repair. So it took more time of the buses being not available for our scholars. And so sometimes they have to combine routes and do other things while, as she talked about, there are 6 buses now that are.
So with the lease buses, that was electric, right?
The electric buses came from the grant.
Yeah, they came
Okay.
from a grant, so that we own those.
Okay, we own those.
Yes.
Now, the lease buses, the contract are up with those?
In August, we've got 9 coming up for lease end. So that's what I want to replace this with an IPA, and buying the buses so that we own them. Installment purchase agreement, I'm sorry.
Yep. So that's we previously talked about that with the other buses. It's almost like renting to buy.
Yeah.
Essentially, where we're going to have them and pay installments.
Exactly,
And then
like your
eventually we'll
car
own it.
payment.
Yep.
Right. I know that. Okay.
Trustee
So
Fields.
how many buses are we getting again?
We'll get 9.
9? Okay.
And then in 2 years, we just got 19 of a lease bus, and I only got them for 2 years.
Right.
Then we'll have to go back in 2 years and do the 19. So look ahead.
All right. Trustee Sutton Kennedy.
So last year in March, it looks like we saw at our meeting the purchase or the leasing, which we then went back and changed that. And then we ended up purchasing those buses instead of leasing them. And this would be in addition, this is to
Correct.
replace the buses
Correct.
the lease is about to be up for?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's the same practice we were engaging in last year, but to update for the.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And the reason we're doing it so, at the beginning of the year, it takes 6 to 7 months for them to go down the assembly line.
Other board questions? Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your answers to our questions. A motion was made by trustee Goodrich, and it was supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to the approval of the Pediatric Therapy Associate Speech Therapy Services contract. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, trustee Espy, I move that the Board of Education approve the presented Pediatric Therapy Associates LLC contract for therapy services for $20,700 for speech therapy for the 25-26 school year.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Espy. Is there a support for this motion?
Support, trustee Sutton Kennedy?
Thank you. Supported by trustee Sutton Kennedy. Any questions or discussion on this item? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to the acceptance of the touchscreen Chromebooks for K through 1 scholars. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee Sutton Kennedy, move that the Board of Education approve as presented the touchscreen Chromebooks for K-1 scholars proposal for $351,974.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Sutton Kennedy. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Fields. Any questions, board?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just curious because I also see that we're going to be looking at Chromebooks later again in this stock, and I'm curious why we have some that we're looking at for. Is the touchscreen solely because for the K through 1 scholars versus the other Chromebooks, which will not be touchscreen for scholars outside of the K through 1?
Come up to share.
Don't all run up at once.
So yes, the touchscreen ones that you're looking at right now, this is to replace the iPads to find devices that are more conducive and supportive of the platforms that we're currently using. We found some challenges with iPads, but we want to keep that touch capacitive interaction for our young our scholars so that they still have that capacity, but we want to move platforms from iPads over to Chromebooks.
So what are we going to do with the iPads?
We have lots of uses that people are very excited to take advantage of. So it will not go to waste. We have from assistive technology to embedding them in certain classrooms where they've always wanted a touch-capable device. We have lots of places that are looking to leverage them and embed them into their spaces.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a.
Oh, come back.
Did you have a question?
No, she
okay.
was asking, I wanted to know what they were going to do with the iPads.
Okay. So your question got answered?
Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed that this says that we're not purchasing the warranties yet. Is there a particular reason why?
That's a great question. We've had some challenges with the original warranty that we've purchased, and we've been working with the vendor to look at a new solution that they've just acquired, which is actually better integrated with our systems and cheaper. And so we are been trying very hard to schedule it with them. And so if this new solution does not meet our standards, we do have a warranty set aside that's already been priced out, ready to go. But we didn't, as we'll get to in the other request, the timing is to get it in before the end of March because of the price hikes that we are expecting April 1.
Yep.
So we got guarantees from the vendor that they said, hey, yes, you can make the purchase and still purchase the warranty after we have all these conversations because it's their fault that it's taken so long to get a meeting with them.
Okay.
They will all have a warranty with accidental protection on them.
Thank you. Any other board questions or comments? Thank you so much.
I do have one comment.
Go ahead.
Do they still do keyboarding in K through 12? In the curriculum?
I hope so.
There's no specific typing, like
Okay, so it's all touch screen?
No, they use keyboards. Many of our scholars come in knowing how to use
The keyboard?
They just don't have to be attended to.
They have practice, so when you look at this Amira, these are supplemental programs that are within the school day. And so they have that practice to be able to really manipulate the program, the keyboarding for the K1 is the touch screen makes it more accessible for them.
Okay, okay.
And it looks like with the Chromebooks that they'll be required to learn the keyboarding and the use of AI tools. Yep. The world is changing fast. Yes, it is. Thank you, board members. So a motion was made by trustee Sutton Kennedy, supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to the acceptance of the E-rate Category 2 structured cabling. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee Sutton Kennedy moved that the Board of Education award as presented the selection of Moss for structured cabling for Ypsilanti Community Schools.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Sutton Kennedy. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Espy, I support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Espy. Any questions or discussion?
I do. This will be for the whole district,
This is the continuation, I want to make sure, this is the continuation of the cable fiber work we've been doing. We know that the E-rate has allowed us to really think through not only our fibering, but then the cable that's required to go along with it. And so this will just continue on with that structure across to connect our two systems, correct? That'll come.
So this one will be focused on Ypsilanti High School and Wise Elementary, also specifically following the last board meeting where the board approved the E-rate project for additional access points. This is the wiring that'll go in for those additional access points, building on top of the expansion that Superintendent Zachary Ross was just referring to, expanding our connectivity and building into these two specific buildings for this coming year.
so what if we needed to go in other buildings?
Yes, that is the plan. We are doing it at two of our more challenging wireless environments first. We are going to target these places. We want to not spend out our E-rate dollars right off the first year, and we are being good stewards of that pace of using the money for the improvement of the infrastructure. So that's why we're targeting those two places first, and then we're going to continue rolling out, and you'll see different buildings come up on your agendas for next year.
So will the company Moss give us that 85% discount installing fee again?
It's the federal government program that gives us that
Oh,
discount. They will get paid their 100%,
Okay.
just from the federal government.
Okay, okay. Then, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments, board members? All right, a motion was made by trustee Sutton Kennedy, supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have the acceptance of the student devices for the 2026-2027 academic year. And board members, if you'll see maybe in your packet, the rationale on a sheet of paper that looks like this that answers some questions. And the rationale is also in the motion. So is there a motion at this time? It looks like this. It says student devices 26-27. It's also it's the same language as underneath the motion, but this is just bigger. If you wanted to take a look. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Vice President Lee, move that the Board of Education approve as presented the purchase of Chromebook for the next year from CDW-G for $208,253.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Vice President Lee. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Espy, I support.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Espy. Any questions or discussion, board members? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to public comment, the second section for this evening. And I have read the public comment protocol already, and I would like to invite up Ms. Laveda Weathers.
When I can, I just like to come in and thank you for accepting the opportunity to enrich the education of our students. This is the first time I've seen you in person, but just every so often I like to just come in and thank you guys for the work that you're doing and be supportive of you. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Weathers. Next, we have Jeremy Haley.
Good evening, everyone. Quickly on the bond thing. There's a case in the Texas Supreme Court, the Bexler case. And from his quantitative analysis of things, and some people estimate it more, there's between 5.1 trillion and 17 trillion of bond fraud across the country. And it's related to the central appraising districts of the states and how they appraise homes and stuff. So I'm not saying that it's your guys' fault. It's, you guys are gonna be on the hook when this all comes down to fruition, and when it comes out that the bond system has been fraudulently abused. And everybody can say how the housing market, homes have skyrocketed. Well, that goes in relation to the bond fraud that's going on in the country. So that's how it's coming to a head. And I would urge you to look in the mockingbirdproperties.com/DCAD and look up some of the documents he has on school bond fraud and what he's done with it. It's very interesting, and he's suing his county. Now it's up into the Supreme Court of the Texas Supreme Court, and its base violation is basically 16th Amendment violation. You can only tax income. So, and property taxes are an unrealized gain tax, just like a stock. So that's just where I'm just informing you that things may come. And in there, and if you listen to him and listen to this guy and how you are refinancing, he says school bonds never ever get paid off. They just get re-rolled over and rolled over. They never ever get paid off. And hearing that guy say that, I just about laughed. You know, I just inform you, look up it. It's very informative. And I think it would help you out and give you some knowledge for what might be coming, because they're already looking to get end property taxes. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy Haley. Next, we have Gilda Miles.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
How you doing? Good. My name is Gilda Miles, and I am a proud retired IPSI educator for over 38 years. I've been here a couple times before, but I felt the need to come because this is my district, our district. And I am happy to be here, but I'm concerned with some of the things that I am seeing. And I believe in following the protocol. No, that wasn't no 3 minutes.
No, that's not right.
I believe in following the protocol because I come from a dad with the military. I've tried to follow those procedures. However, I feel that those procedures were not necessarily, should I wait till you reset the time?
Yeah, wait a minute. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Stop. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So on occasion, I go into the school.
I think I got it now. I
You got
hope I
it?
do.
All right.
It's all good.
Go ahead.
There you go. On occasion, because I am a retired educator and this is my district, I still feel an ownership of being a part of these young people's lives. So occasionally I go into the buildings from the elementary level to the middle school level to the high school level. Past 3 weeks, about 3 weeks ago, I went into a middle school building and was asked to fill out a volunteer form. And how I was asked to fill out this volunteer form was, didn't I tell you you had to fill out a volunteer form before you can come in the building? Well, one, I'm sorry. When I've come in before, I've let you know I've had 38 years of experience as a teacher consultant, and an administrator. I created the district's first alternative ed program for this district. I'm proud to show in this picture I have doctors and lawyers from students who came from New Directions, okay? So, I say that to say all of this. How I was greeted, and when we look at our flyer that says, welcome to Ypsilanti School District, I did not feel welcome that day. And then as I continue when the young person, so she says, you have to go to the board office. No, she says, you have to fill out a visitor's form. I says, okay, no worries. I says, can I do that here? Can you print it out? No, I can't print it out. Now again, I want you to imagine you in my position as a parent or somebody coming in, how that makes you feel welcome. I could have said, I'm visually challenged, so can you print it out? But no, I didn't go there. So she says, go to the board office. I come up to the board office to fill out the form. The person wasn't even sure what form I was talking about. Had to make some phone calls. And then as I'm looking with my challenge-sighted person in a professional environment, the staff person who was very helpful to me and gave me the information, but was walking around this building barefoot. Now, I'm just sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I have high expectations. I've always had high expectations for the students and staff that I work with. I've made attempts, Ms. Ross, to see you, and I feel that has been compromised. When I got a call Friday after trying to deal with this for over 3 weeks now, trying to get in to see and talk to people, I can't even get in to see you, and I know you're a busy lady. But for like until April the 4th or the 10th, I'm coming to this district with valuable information. I'm a part. I created the first part of the first Washington, D.C. trip. I have assets that I'm coming. So when I have people tell me that the principal said he didn't want you in the building, tell me, y'all, what did I do? So a young student hears me saying, what's going on? Comes to say, she's with me. Let me take her back to where she needs to go. She continues to say, no, she can't be in the building. And so at that point, I did get defensive. And I said, young man, I want you to stay here because I don't want to say something and this person interpret that I'm coming across aggressive, that I'm going to say something that she's going to accuse me of. So I had this ex-student of mine who now is an employee of this district. And I can tell you of at least 15 students that are in this district working, said, why can't I be in the building? There was no answer. So why, if I'm not able to be in the building, may I use your time? Thank you. I'm going to add her. I need this district to let me know why my validation is not acceptable. Teachers, retired teachers in the district from other school districts want to be a part because we see what's going on and are denied, saying we don't hire retired teachers. I'm just saying, as a proud still educator of this district, there's some things that are going on in our schools that are not cohesively acceptable to me. Kid being sent to the office. I want him out of my classroom because he used profanity. Well, back in the day when I had those tough love kids, and no, he shouldn't be in the classroom because he used profanity, and I don't know what was done before that moment. But what I do know, I went over to that young person, and I said, you can't talk to your principal like that. That's disrespectful. What did you say? I told the kid to suck my, and then exactly. So at that point, though, I turned that into a lesson, which teachers need to do, and I let that kid know. Does that mean I have to stop?
We'll let you finish your thoughts, but your 3 minutes is up. Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Because this is important, and I appreciate that. This young man who was sent to the office and was feeling, I tried to let him know, no, you can't be disrespectful like that. You can't talk like that to folk. And then I'm walking away, and God said to me, Gilda, I'm not done. You're not done with this kid. And of course, I turned back, being the teacher and the effective teacher and administrator that I was, because that's all my evaluation showed. I said, man, I said, you know what? You just showed me that you're a smart kid. This young man sits up and says, how am I going to be smart after I done said, suck my? I said, you show me that you know what a possessive pronoun is. You know what a direct object is. You know what a verb is. Now what we got to get you to do is use it the correct way, because how you're using it is not effective and it's not allowed. But you have some intellect. These babies are hurting. And I'm asking this district, if there's a way that you can use me to help these young teachers who are coming in here and not making home visits, parent phone calls to help these principals, help these kids. Don't talk about these kids and don't do nothing. Talk about them and make a home visit. And if it needs me to have some of my prior students to come to a board meeting to show you, who can tell you who Ms. Miles is, I'm prepared to do that, because that's how much I love this district. And board members, I just thank you for giving your time, and Dr. Ross for giving your time and believing in these kids, because we need you. But some things, as Michael Jackson says, got to change. Thank you.
Thank you, Gilda Miles. Next, we have Lillian Jones. You did. You yielded. Oh. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Everything has been noted, and we are confident and certain that there will be some follow-up. So thank you for spending your time this evening with us, sharing your feedback and your concerns. Thank you. Next, that takes us, board members, to number 11 under discussion, and that is our Board of Education subcommittee reports. Are there any subcommittee reports at this time?
subcommittee report from the foundation, Ypsilanti Community Schools Foundation. I wasn't able to attend the last meeting, but I do have notes from the meeting just based upon the agenda. Just as a reminder, we do have a scholarship. Our scholarship application is due, I believe, on April 6th. So we want to continue to get those students to apply for their scholarships. Also, can't find my notes. There's also, they are looking for board members, so there's information that is being shared throughout social media in regards to having individuals in the community that are interested in being board members. There is actually a push for alumni as well to be board members for the Ypsilanti Community School Foundation. There was discussion about the PTO mini grants. We have a form out there for that. And then they're continuing to look at opportunities for fundraising, and there'll be a website is being worked on. So that is it for that. I also have a somewhat of a sort. Dawn may be able to assist me on this one in regards. Do you want to give the report from WASB? Yes. Okay. That'll be it for me today.
I will follow up with the WASB report. First, I want to thank and celebrate that Trustee Townsend has served her role as the president of the Washington Area School Board and is now serving as the emeritus president of the Washington Area School Board. It is being followed by Mary Jane Tremontaine, or Mary Jane Tremontaine. In addition to that, we elected the other officials, including the LRN representative, which is going to be our trustee, Talisha Sutton Kennedy. So congratulations on that. We know we have some representation in that as well. Our district is showing up very well with the Washington Area School Board. And so that took place in our most recent meeting. In addition, we hosted a training on AI, looking at it within our schools, and the policies related to AI, and how districts are supporting those policies. It was open to all districts and school board and superintendents. There was a relatively small turnout. However, the information was really informative. We had a discussion about some of the fears and concerns we have about AI, particularly looking at how do we still engage in critical thought and critical thinking, along with utilizing these tools of the future, as well as then moving into continuing to talk about what kind of policies the districts are putting in place to ensure that students are doing their, providing their, their own IP in the spaces when they're asked to generate their own thoughts. So looking at honor codes and the policies in the schools around what cheating might constitute as. And I think further than that, I think we also spent a bit of time discussing how the way this use is growing. And I think that pretty much covers the conversations we were having there. I believe the presentation is available. So if anyone's interested in seeing that, we can make sure it gets distributed. And I believe we are also looking forward, recognizing school finance is still something on people's mind, and looking to host possibly a town hall in the next few months to talk about school finance as well. So those are the updates from the Washington Area School Board. Is that accurate?
To mention from the last finance and operations, we did discuss talks about the additional improvements that'll be coming down the line for the the cosmetology program, and those upgrades to their area. And it seemed like it was a long time ago. It was like at the end of the month. And I didn't bring my notes with me, but that was the biggest portion of the conversation. And then a lot of the ongoing things that Mr. Birchwell had been working on had been completed. So he went over those things as well. But I left my notes. I'll look for my notes and send those over to the board.
I also wanted to lift up the Sexual Education Advisory Board met. We have brought in a few more parents into the advisory board, which we're very excited about. We've had a few people apply, and all have been really great candidates, and so the group is growing. And in that, we have spent some time talking about the best ways to support our health teachers with the presentations that they're providing, along with the way we're assessing those presentations. We're going to create essentially an opportunity for our advisory board to review questions that may come into those educators, so that we can provide them with more comprehensive answers to be able to share back out to the students, and doing it as a collective rather than each individual teacher trying to figure that out for themselves. So we're working to make this more, to have some even kind of responses across the district, in a way that is also going to support those educators from having to do excess amount of work. So it's a collective effort. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I just want to say, previously to that, we had our MyKIP meeting, where we did spend some time reviewing one of the AI curriculum items, Amira, and exploring how it works, and actually talking more about how there have been some adjustments and improvements being attempted to be made due to the application recognizing voices and recognizing and understanding the patterns of speech of students, so that way they're getting more accurate feedback from the system. And so that's something that has been brought up by parents and schools, and so that's something that now we have been able to work with Amira to improve on. Do you have anything else to add to that one?
Trustee Sun Kennedy, I'll add to the MyKIP meeting that we also, we had that presentation from the HMH representative who shared all of the different tools in addition to Amira, which is AI supported, related to reading and literacy for our students, and how they all work together to improve literacy among our scholars, and differentiating the different benefits that each of those programs provide, and how they support our scholars in learning how to read and learning literacy, and also how they will meet the new dyslexia law that we are already will be compliant with those sorts of things when that goes in place, and we're required to meet those requirements, as well as some of the hard copy programs that are not necessarily on the computer related to literacy. So we got to see an overview of all of those things related to reading, and that was nice.
I also want to add to that, and during that conversation, we made sure to bring forward that continuing to have students engage with novels and works of literature outside of the AI platforms was something that was very critical, and they identified that not only is that something that they want to continue to engage with, but also that some of these platforms are actually being set up so that they can continue to use those, utilize those platforms to engage in critical thought around those novels. So that was something it was very important to me, that we don't just sit on the computer, and they were willing to demonstrate and talk more about that.
Thank you for those subcommittee reports. Are there other subcommittee reports?
Yes. The communications, it's been a thing, it seemed like forever. think we met on February 24th. We talked with Lambert about a couple of things that they're doing now. I know they said they have some videos, like teachers, staff been doing. You did a video, right? Trustee Townsend, and they have they been shown like on our? I haven't seen them, so okay. So they're in the process of trying to get some videos of the staff and then board trustees asking questions about we're still doing the same Yes to YCS campaign, right? Is that what it is? What campaign is
and
for?
some scholars too to say yes to YCS.
Yes, that's what I thought. We're still running that campaign. They also are, I think they were instrumental in the cosmetology. Weren't they the ones that kind of helped get that together, which is really nice. If anyone hadn't had a chance to see that, I was surprised. They said to wait, just surprised, and I was when I got to see the cosmetology on WDIV. If you guys haven't seen the videos, that was really nice and something for us to be proud of, and with our students being able to see that and seeing Hugan really look nice. She looked good. I mean, they did a good job. They did a good job, and you should be proud of that. That we're out there letting everyone know what YCS is doing. And when it comes to cosmetology, I mean, that's a big deal. I don't think any schools have that in their schools, cosmetology programs to the level we are. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Did they do her makeup?
Yes. And yeah, they did her makeup, they did her hair, everything was really nice, and that's something to really be proud of, though, because you may get people that want to come just because we offer that type of thing, and that's part of our CTE program. There was another thing I wrote down. I'm sorry I don't have my notes. I'm like her. When you're at home, you write them on notes, and then you don't put them in the packet to bring with you when you come back. But so we're gonna have another meeting that looks like coming up soon and talking about that. But those were a couple of things that I have that I can remember off the top of my head from our last thing. I don't know if anyone else did. Townsend, did you get anything, or Trustee Lee? Remember.
Just wanted to say that our cosmetology instructor is also an alumni, Nyra
Yes.
Good. So they did an excellent job.
Yeah, that was important, and she talked about that too. So, but it was nice. I really look forward to it, and I heard people talking about it, and the kids were talking about it, and something for us to be proud of. And Lambert was, like I said, they were one of the key people in getting that established for us, and that's important. That's what we're using them for, huh? Oh yeah, the AI presentation. I'm just missing everything, aren't I? Oh yeah, and then the drone. They had that out there too, and that was my grandson. I forgot. He said no.
Yes.
Aiden insisted. I didn't know he was on there. I'm like, you didn't even tell me. He was like, oh, I forgot. But anyway, that was nice as well. So we are really getting out there. We are utilizing our communications company. That's what we are. They're there for, to be out there to promote what we're doing over here when it comes to our CTE programs and everything, and opportunities that our scholars will have after high school to be able to utilize those skills and not really have to go to college if that's not what they want to do. You know what I mean? They're getting that hands-on experience when it comes to drones and the hair and things like that. So those were really something for YCS to be proud of. We've been on their news twice, so they've been spending a lot of time over here with us. So.
That's right. That's
Yep.
right.
And so that's all I have right now for the communications.
Thank you so much. Any other subcommittee reports? Trustee Goodrich.
Thank you, Madam President. While the Policies Subcommittee does not have a March meeting, we do have a lot of work to do. And I've been doing some work since our February meeting, kind of trying to think through process and guiding principles to get us through the work of adopting the Troon policy package, and making sure that we're doing that in a timeline that we can bring it to the full board for adequate review. So I just wanted to let folks know that more information is going to be coming, and I've been talking. I had a chance to touch base with Trustee Sutton Kennedy. I've shared a kind of more fully fleshed out suggested approach and timeline with President Hawkins, and we're just trying to find a time to discuss that and work on getting through these both thoroughly and efficiently so that we can have a new policy package hopefully in place by this summer before the next update drops.
Yes.
So I just wanted to give you a quick update, and we'll hit the ground running with our April meeting.
Thank you. Any other subcommittee reports? Yes, Vice President Lee.
Okay, for the Head Start Policy Committee, Teresa Harrington is very great. She is wonderful. She's still chugging along, and she got another parent to join at the Beatty location. We have the U of M nurses coming, and they getting us on track. So the medical, vision, and dental, they're improving a lot. And let's see. For the enrollment for next year is almost full. There's still some available spots. I think for the 3-year-old, there's still some available spots. And I am working with them to see exactly what they want me to report out. So next month, I will be able to report out more. But right now, I'm working with Mr. Atchison to see exactly what need to be reported out. So at this moment, that's all I have right now, but I have more next month.
Right. Thank you, Vice President Lee. Did we miss any subcommittee reports from board members? All right. Next, that takes us to board superintendent comments from the board.
Madam President?
Yes.
Just a reminder to the board that we will have the annual Community Easter Egg Hunt Extravaganza that is sponsored by the district as a major supporter, as well as a collaboration with the Historical African American Fraternities and Sororities and other organization throughout the community. This has been going on for almost 40 years at Perry School. That will be on Saturday, April 4th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. noon. We will have over 35 vendors out there, including DTE, as well as the Ypsilanti District Library, the Bookmobile, Sheriff's Office. Washtenaw County is a major supportant, and Washtenaw Community College and other organizations. So it is a free event. It is for ages 2 to 11, but the grown folks seem to have more fun than the kids. And so we'll have hustles by Sherry Hawkins, a DJ. Again, it is a good time. We call it our family reunion. But we will have food, music, games. Again, it is free, and this is a big major event that has, again, been maintained the legacy with the district, even when it was Ypsilanti Public for almost 40 years. And so everybody is invited to come out and help. Thank you to Vice President Lee. She continues to provide eggs and work our registration. Trustee Yvonne Fields, she's out there working, doing her thing. So please come on out, have a good time. Last year, Trustee Epsy was my interpreter.
Yes.
So again, I appreciate the board's and the administration's continued support to support this event. So thank you.
Any other board comments? Yes, Trustee Fields and then Trustee Goodrich.
It's kind of like I don't know if it's a comment necessarily, but it's just some information that for any student to get some volunteer time, they will be having Superior Day, cleanup day on April 18th. And I was told to kind of put that out there. So if anyone needs like volunteer hours or anything like that from any in the high school or anything like that, it's April 18th. I'm going to go out to the car in a little bit and bring it in and stuff so you guys can hand it out. So if anyone's looking for volunteer hours, I know a lot of time in high school when they're doing scholarships and applications, sometimes they got to put in volunteer hours, you know, or whatever. So I just wanted to put that out there to share for our high school students to be able to, and it's April 18th, but I will go get, I have some information in the car for that.
Okay, with the time
but
and
I think that-
location.
pardon
With
me?
the time and location.
It's Superior, just they're going to be cleaning up in Superior Township. They're going to be picking on the side of the road, picking up garbage, just volunteering, just trying to keep it clean. It's like a cleanup day.
Right, I know. I'm just asking, like, if students wanted to volunteer, where would they meet? Who would, do they need to register? And when
Yeah,
would they
they'll
show
be
up?
registered out of the volunteer Prospect.
Prospect,
Superior
okay.
Hospital. But I got some exact information in the car.
That
I'm gonna
you'll
go get
share.
it before I
Thank you.
leave, because
Yeah.
I have, I just left them in the car.
That's a good opportunity for students.
It is, it is, yep, so, yep, that's all I had right now.
Okay.
And I have one thing. I was at the township, Ypsilanti Township meeting, and they want everybody to know, it started already, but it ends on the 31st of March. If you go walk the path through Ford Lake Park, they have Easter eggs all on the path. You don't have to go in, up in between, just all on the path. You are to count the Easter eggs. At the end of the path, there's a little QR code. You scan your phone, the code with your phone, and it'll ask you how many eggs you count. Put it in, and then after the 31st, they will announce the winner. I don't know how many eggs it'll be. The one that comes close to the number, there's a prize. I don't know what the prize is, but this is what the township is doing. So, yes. But it's too cold to be walking in the park right now. But yeah, so before March 31st, just go walk the park.
Okay, walk the park. All right. Thank you. Any other? Oh, I know. Sorry. You were next, but we jumped in, or Vice President Lee jumped in. Go ahead, Trustee Gomez.
Problem. Thank you so much, Madam President. I just had a few things. I'm sure you all are already aware, but I just wanted to recognize that the Grassroots Coalition that was backing the Invest in My Kids ballot initiative made the decision earlier this month to end that ballot initiative for now. I wanted to express gratitude to this board for taking the time to initiate a discussion about the possibility of endorsement in this reform to a part of the public school funding model in Michigan. Many other examples of successful school funding ballot initiatives on this model have taken multiple opportunities before they ultimately passed. And the coalition plans to come back next year. So I look forward, again, just as an individual who's invested in this work, and coming back and speaking to all of you from the other side of the board table next year, and we'll be super excited to answer any questions you might have at that time. I also just wanted to bring to your attention, if you haven't received communication about this already, that the Educational Choice for Children Act, this is an act that would allow the governor to redirect public funds to private schools. We're being encouraged to let the governor know that we would like her to reject the opportunity to redirect public monies to private schools. This is, just one piece of the disinvestment in public education that's affecting things like we heard tonight, like our credit rating, and more importantly, the amount of resources available to our kids. So everyone has the opportunity to contact the governor and express not lack of support, opposition to ECCA. And just a quick note regarding today's agenda, I just wanted to say thanks for putting the field trip approvals ahead of the presentation. It was a short presentation, but it was really nice that the folks were waiting to see if those field trips would get approved, got a chance to see those earlier, and go home before the bitter end. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Madam President?
Yes.
I just want to lift up that March 31st is the International Transgender Day of Visibility. It is just an opportunity to express your support as allies or members of the transgender community, and just an opportunity for you to celebrate the existence of people living in their true selves. So I just wanted to name that and let folks know that that's coming up on March 31st.
Thank you. And I just have a few quick comments. First, I just want to say thank you to Dr. Zachary Ross for delivering the State of the District address, and really want to lift up our scholars who did a exceptional job presenting at that State of the District address. It was a wonderful event. There were lots of community members here. There were lots of staff here, and lots of students here. So it was a great event. So I just wanted to give some kudos to our scholars and all of our leadership team for putting that on. Also just want to lift up that we have our 5-year strategic plan. I know a number of communications have come out from the superintendent about our strategic plan and the priorities of the district. And because this is brand new and we're just rolling this out, I think it's important that we just, are using those as talking points when we're sharing with others about what we're doing as a district, what direction we're going in, and the positive impact we're making on our students and the commitment and vision that we have in place to advance the educational goals of the district. It is Women's History Month, so I just want to thank this board for continuing to stay steady and leading as women, and the superintendent. So a big shout out to all of those who are just standing in roles, whatever those roles might be, and just to acknowledge the significant contributions that women have made and are making. March is Reading Month, and I just wanted to also mention that we all have a flyer in our packet, which are a lot of celebration dates for different activities happening around the district. I know we have a couple of reading dates that are happening at both Wise and Estabrook this Friday, Puentes on April 10th, Holmes also on March 27th, which is Friday. So a lot happening on this Friday, and our IPSI Community Connected Schools date, and that's May 15th. That's a podcasting event. So board members, if you can, support, go out. I know that our teachers, our principals, our students, our parents are doing really, really amazing work staying engaged and really highlighting all the hard work of our scholars in all of our schools. So a lot is happening in our district. I know that Ms. Haynes does a wonderful job letting us know as soon as she knows when there are events happening that we can support throughout the district. So thank you for, a big thank you to all of our staff, administrators, parents, students, for doing such great work. We saw that on display tonight with WISE presenting to us, and every month that we have a board meeting, we're able to see how wonderful our scholars are doing in the district and all the hard work of our educators. Tomorrow, I was invited there. Well, let me back up. 2 things, and then I'll turn it over to Dr. Zachary Ross. Last Monday, we had an AI conference at Eastern Michigan University, and we had representation from Ypsilanti Community Schools in one of the sessions. And I believe during the keynote, I think I saw you, Trustee Goodrich, like walk by in that. But it was a great conference, and it really was intended to bring together kind of this continuum of our K through 12 and our higher ed, because we know that AI learning and leaning into is happening in districts across the region. And in addition to that, we want to make sure our K through 12 students, when they get to the higher education institutions, that there is a level of preparedness and consistency to make sure our scholars are prepared for those real world opportunities that await them. So it was a good conference. I appreciated it, and I'm sure there'll be more to come. And then my last comment was that there's a Women's History event tomorrow that I was invited to speak to scholars at the high school. So I look forward to attending that tomorrow afternoon. And Dr. Zachary Ross, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Madam President. I think some of this all continues. Tomorrow is Anchored in Excellence and Empowerment at Ypsilanti Community High School from 12:30 to 2:30, and where scholars will be hearing from women in different fields and give an opportunity to have our scholars see our adults in different settings, in professions that they could possibly have. So we're looking forward to that tomorrow. We also have the one additional, the books and ballet programs at Beatty, March 27th from 3 to 4:30. They also have it again in April. We've been excited about all the March's Reading Month events today. through Michigan Department of Ed, our district was selected to have a guest reader from Michigan Department of Ed, Miss Patricia Wagner. She came and read at Estabrook. She commended this already through MDE Reads. She talked about it was a joy to spend time with the second graders this morning. She was grateful to each of those teachers for adjusting their schedules. She said that the students were an absolute delight. Also, Ms. Gardner for the informative and inspiring tour of the Media Center. You know, that was upgraded by our wonderful media specialist. Says she's doing great things to foster a love of reading in the Esbrook students. And she was especially impressed by the beauty of the space that she and the art teacher created, the Media Center student staff program, and her use of the Beanstack program. Her passion for fostering a love of reading is clearly making a real impact. So she thanked the staff there. We thank Estabrook, and we thank Michigan Department of Ed for selecting Ypsilanti Community Schools to visit. In addition, I left my notes. I'll do this last one. Just a reminder, our parent-teacher conferences are this Wednesday and Thursday, so all of our families are looking forward to coming to hear that progress. So there is our half days on Wednesday and Thursday, and next week is spring break. So we definitely encourage the educators and their families and the families to have a safe and restful spring break. Next week, we come back on the Tuesday, returning back, because there's no school on that Monday per the district calendar. And in recognition of Women's History Month, as Dr. Hawkins shared, we know that we want to just honor the work that celebrates women across our district. This board really lifts up. Every month we talk about so many people, but during Women's History Month, we honor your leadership, courage, and unwavering commitment to our scholars and community. Your voice at the table is more than representation, it's transformation. If you support women, we appreciate you because you lead with purpose, advocate with strength, and open doors for the next generation of scholars who are watching and learning from you and your modeling every day. Because of leaders like you, our schools are not just places of learning, they are spaces of possibility. We thank you for standing firm, leading boldly, and making history through your service. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your support of women in education.
Thank you, Dr. Zachary Ross, and congratulations to all of us on this recognition. I failed to mention that the WASB leadership, I wanted to thank Trustee Townsend for her service, serving in the role for the time that you've been serving in the role, because I'm not sure how many years it's been. Has it been 2 or 3? Okay. Well, thank you for your service in that role, and the LRN role. Thank you. You know, it's good to have YCS representation. Having our voice at the table at the county level is really important. And then lastly, I just want to say congratulations again to all of the board members on their MASB awards, and I know that'll be recognized at the next WISD meeting. It's literally 8:25, and I think it's been a long time since we have adjourned a meeting at this time. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who was here this evening, who provided comments, shared feedback, the leadership of this district, and I look forward to all the great work that we will continue to do in the coming months as we close out the school year very, very soon. It is already March. I feel like it's April because, you know, March is over. So thank you all for a good meeting this evening. We are adjourned at 8:25.